Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, or, well, as the closed captions sometimes names it, and even some of you have decided to take to it, Ultimate Abnormal Dreadnoughts, because, well, the game creates all sorts of wacky designs. Today, a scenario by Grim, who you might know from the previous Tropico scenarios. Here's the backstory. Greetings, Admiral Stealth. El Presidente sends his regards. He couldn't see you in person, he had to make a rousing speech at the Colonial Work Experience Camp. He said there were some goats that were laying around being useless. I'm not sure why there are goats at the camp, but who am I to question the great El Presidente? Speaking of El Presidente, he has asked me to give you your next mission. He has reformed the infamous Tropico pirates. No, not the softball team, but the actual pirates that used to work off of Tropico. It seems that the Juegas de la Amistad del Caribe, or the Caribbean friendship games, are swiftly approaching, and El Presidente's cousin, who is twice removed, is sending for special sports equipment that should give him the edge. El Presidente can't have El Gobernador getting a leg up this time around for the games. To help in this endeavor, El Presidente has reached out to his friends in Spain, and they sold him some older hulls to make modern pirate ships out of. After some very skillful negotiations, a few crates of Cuban cigars, and some of the finest rum Tropico has ever made, he has struck a bargain. El Presidente was so excited that he was getting a valued customer discount that would be sent right to his Swiss bank account that he didn't even bother to read the contracts. He just signed them. So, you will need to go to Spain and finalize the designs for Tropico's new convoy raiding fleet. Since El Presidente didn't read contracts, I took the liberty of doing it for you. It seems that the only thing El Presidente got down as terms is that the ships must have a top speed of 36 knots, have a medium range, run on diesel, must have plenty of room for ammo, a radar of some kind, and in the margins, he wrote that he would like them to have a radio direction finder, if possible. After that, the Spanish sent him some more base packages and what they could do with the Tercio package. And the alternative is the Cazador package, which I'll go into in detail in a minute. To help you out on deciding the package, I have added a copy of the forms so you can see which each one requires. Now, these packages that I can put onto my cruisers are the Tercio package and the Cazador's gun package. The Cazador package is a fast loadout. It must take the following points in addition to the above story. I cannot have triple guns, only doubles and below. Turbo-electric drive, which is auxiliary 4, shaft 3, croup 3, light shells, tube powder, electro-hydraulic turrets, autoloaders, and if I'm taking torpedoes, they have to be fast 23-inch torpedoes. So that's option 1. Option 2 is the Cazador's gun package. Diesel auxiliary engine, so that's aux 2, not diesel 2, aux 2, shaft 1, croup 4, heavy or super heavy shells, high TNT, advanced hydraulics, semi-auto loaders, and if using torpedoes, they must be triple launchers or bigger, electric or oxygen propulsion, and 21 inches or smaller in torpedo size. Now my objective is to kill the transports, because, 6 destroyers, no, not quite. What do they have? They have 2 destroyers and 6 transports. My objective is to get rid of these things, the transports. And I need to make sure that they sink, because they carry the, the sports equipment that's going to give my competitor the edge, or, well, the cousin twice removed of El Presidente. So, let's get to designing and then pick a package. I had to slightly adjust the loadout here, by the way. I have to fight 3 light cruisers, 4 DDs and 6 transports, 2 heavies, and a battleship. I have a small tech advantage, but that is about it. So let's see if I can design a ship that's capable of raiding this convoy. We're going to go with a modern light cruiser. Speed 36 knots. That's going up far faster than I would think. How fast do these things go, Max? 50 knots? Damn. That's a really quick pirate ship. Just imagine, right? Having a pirate ship race up to you at 50 knots. You're going to go, holy shit, what is that? It would be interesting to see that. Anyway, I need to have a top speed of 36 knots, a medium range. They have to run on diesel, so let's go for diesel 2. They have plenty of room for ammunition, which is code for increased ammo storage. A radar of some kind, if possible. So let's go for radar 2, because these are pretty advanced pirate ships, and radio direction finder. Then I get to pick one of the packages. I get to either go for a torpedo loadout or for a gun loadout. Now, considering that these are convoy raiding ships, in the sense that they're pirates, so you would normally use pirate ships to capture other ships, I suppose. I think that the torpedo loadout, the tertio package, does not really make a whole lot of sense. With gun packages, you can at least stop firing, and that way you can batter the ship into submission and then capture it. So I'm going to go with the gun package, which is the Cazadores gun package. So a main and secondary tower. And the requirement for this package is shaft 1. We're going to have diesel auxiliary 2. We're going to have Krupp 4 armor instead of Krupp 3. Heavy or super heavy shells. Let's go for heavy. High TNT. We need advanced hydraulics. Here. And for the guns, we have semi-auto loaders. If using torpedoes, must use triple launchers or bigger. Electric or oxygen, 21 inch or smaller. So let's say 21 inch and make those oxygen. They could be a sort of augmented armament. So that way I have at least the capability of using some weapon against the battleship. Now then, for the guns. This ship is very rapidly going to run into trouble. Come to think of it. Because putting guns on this is going to cut into my available weight very quickly. I think a 6-inch gun here would be most ideal. Because I still have to fight some of the transports. That's the main objective. Sink the 6 transports. That way, I know that the sports equipment will not arrive. Going for 7-inch guns would give me more punch, but still not enough punch against the battleship. There we go. These 6-inch guns are also going to be doubling up as a weapon system that's going to be useful when fighting destroyers. And the enemy does have some of those. I want to have at least a couple of torpedo launchers, ideally amidships. They have to be triple launchers or bigger. So there. Now we have that hefty 4-weight offset. Maybe I can put these things on the sides, drawing in the turrets a bit more, so I don't have to make room for them that much. We're gonna have the torpedo launchers there. And there. Good firing arcs, good weapon. Very sneaky. Torpedo visibility minus 40%. Although the electric ones are potentially better. But at a range of 12.7. Minus 73% visibility. Lately, I'm not too big of a fan of torpedoes. The reason being, almost everybody on the enemy team, almost all the AI designed ships carry some sort, if not some very highly advanced sort, of detection equipment. And that makes them very, very dangerous. Or, well, it makes my torpedoes almost useless. Because they barely will be able to do anything. I have a problem here. I have a pretty poorly defended ship. And my rangefinder's too heavy. If I go without a rangefinder, it's fine. But if I go for a rangefinder, I'm gonna have to go without no, that's what? 5 tons? No, a bit more. 25 tons. Bulkheads are something I cannot adjust. Well, I can, but downwards adjustment is less than ideal for a cruiser, putting it mildly. See, it's not like I can skimp on the armor either, because I have none to begin with. 3510. This is going to get rough. Although, hold on, they have to have a maximum top speed of 36 knots. Must have a top speed of 36 knots. You can read that in a few different ways. You can say, okay, that is the mandated speed. So they must be able to do 36 knots. Or they must have at most 36 knot speed. And that would mean that it can be anywhere up to 36 knots. Another problem that I have is that the diesel engines are simply not as good as the double-geared steam turbines. Because this is just 600 tons of diesel engine. And the diesel 2 already pushes it down, but not nearly as much as I would like. So having these things run on diesel is quite a big detriment here. If I make the torpedo launcher smaller, 20 inches, I might be able to get away with it. It's a pretty light ship. Let's see if we can do it. The ship's called the Favorita, and we're going to try and sink the transports as quickly as possible and then get out. Because my objective is to sink the transports. Actually, I'm not quite correct on that. I need to sink all the enemy capital ships, which is the battleship as well, and the transports. So sink 6 transports and a battleship. Right. Now it looks like we're already starting pretty close to the enemy. The Favorita is heading away from the enemy fleet. And there's a transport. Alright. How is my line set up? I got 2 light cruiser lines. And a blend of destroyers thrown in. What a mess of a formation that is. There. I could torpedo the transports, because I think that the transports are not capable of detecting the torps, and since they're the trailing ships, they don't have anything else spotting for them. So I could have, well, maybe some of the... Yeah, the formation is so bad. I could have some of the ships that are heading away, ideally without running into each other's torpedoes, do something useful. I want you guys to turn that way. The DDs are auto-designed. Maximum bulkheads, good. Speed is excellent. Torpedoes, 22 inches. Electrics. Okay, guns, 4 inch. Turning circle 383. My light cruiser's turning circle 615. Okay. That's less than ideal. Right, here we go. We're going to set up some separate targets for all the ships. I want you to target that guy. I want the Isabel to target that one. Then we have the Edatana, I think. And the Guadalquivir. Second formation. Buenaventura is not quite in range, but the Guidania is. Francisco de Assis. And Triunfo. This way, I'm going to have every light cruiser that is available, that's capable of doing it, open up against any of the transports. Ideally, this would very quickly sink the transports. Because we are firing pretty heavy shells. And they are propelled with high TNT. So they're, well, they have some advantage from having a burn chance. It's not stellar, but it'll hopefully do. And let's see. Destroyers are coming about. The Guadalquivir group is also turning. There we go. Good grief, that was a big hit. 842? Really? On high explosive. Damage. 39.5. I must have hit something critical there. There goes one transport. Now, let's see what their battleship is like. Oh dear. Big, big guns. 3 dual 16-inch guns. That is some serious firepower you got there. Interesting that they put a... what is that? I think a 4-inch on there. on the casemate. And a couple of, I don't know, small casemates with smaller guns on them. And a couple of 7-inch casemates guns as well. Okay. Now, we've already done almost 4,000 points of damage. Some of these transports are heavily burning up. Just as I like it. Because I cannot have El Presidente losing that match. On my head be it, I suppose. And I would very much like to keep that attached. Now, let's see if we can quickly dispense of the other ones. And then maybe rush the destroyers towards the battleship. See if I can sink that. And call it a day. Because ideally I would save my transports. But, or my my light cruisers. But against heavy cruisers, well, it's not going to be a very pleasant matchup. Not at all. Guadalquivir is pushing in. Buenaventura, the other side. What's the torpedo range? Here, 12.6. That's the battleship right there. And the destroyers are by far my fastest ships at 38 knots. Well, not that far actually. These other ones can do 36. Let's see. We have 2 of them heavily burning, 3 on fire total, but this one has not taken a lot of damage yet. There we go. Did they make transports even weaker than before? It's been a long time since I used transports. Because I hate using these things on my own fleet as I cannot control them. Shooting them is something I haven't done in a while, so I don't remember them taking this much damage from a 6-inch gun. Also, this is what I was looking at when I was playing War on the Sea. This is what I had in mind. If you look at a transport and you fire a couple of high explosive shells at it, they die. In War on the Sea, not so much. In War on the Sea, you could almost expend almost all of your ammunition and sort of kind of maybe get a hit. Ooh, that looks uncomfortable. Sort of kind of maybe get a hit and potentially do thereby some damage to the transport. But transports were capable of tanking a lot of hits. To the point where it wasn't even funny anymore. Focus fire on that one. There's one transport left alive. Right. This one's going down soon. That one's sinking. Yeah, that's the last one. The Lerez has taken a hit, starting to flood. You know what? We're just going to torp these guys. Where's my torpedo launcher situated? On the stern. Okay. Considering that, I need to turn to port a bit more. Get that torpedo launcher some clearance. Get a nice bit of lead. And that should finish it off. Buenaventura, time to smoke. There goes the last transport. Oh, it's a it's a light cruiser. I thought it was a heavy cruiser. Sonar 3. Don't bother with the torpedoes then. Because you just won't hit anything. Speaking of, I don't have detection equipment for my cruisers either. So they have the potential to torpedo me. Yep. There. That came out of that DD, I think. Holy shit. I'm glad they didn't have any reloads, because that's a big wall of torpedoes. And unfortunately, their sister ships, there we go, have done the same. And now the light cruiser Kashi and Tsugaru are also throwing in their torpedoes. We're going to have to do quite a bit of zigzagging. Hopefully throwing off their aim. The other group, focus on Tsugaru. So the primary objective is mostly complete. We just need to get that battleship out of the way, the Yashima. Minimum bulkheads, making her an excellent torpedo target. The issue will be to try and get the torpedoes past all of these ships and get the light cruisers close enough so that I can launch the torpedoes, because the battleship is heading away. And of course everybody is going to be detecting these things and warning the battleship that it might need to take some evasive action. These ships were already strapped for capabilities, so I'm not surprised that I forgot / didn't even bother to mount any kind of detection equipment for torpedoes. Ugh. Damn formation system. DDs, I hope you guys are feeling particularly brave. Because, oh fuck me, no. This is going poorly. Still, because I have that tendency to click reverse instead of split formation. Anyway, they just butchered that light cruiser, courtesy of their torpedoes. And in this case, the broken formation system, ironically, might save me. Because what kind of did not happen, because of the broken formation system, is that I had all my ships close to each other, or closer to each other. And because of that, maybe the Triunfo is not going to take any torps. There we go. Now the other guys are catching up. Come on. The torpedo launcher is not broken. So use it. Come on. Go do something. Guadalquivir coming under attack. They're all shielding the battleship, but we are pushing in and we're getting closer. Temerario. Oh, it might be in range. Let's see if I can break their formation by just sending some torpedoes that way. Even if they don't hit, they will force some of the ships to start turning, and that means less fire coming my way. Crap. I don't get why the torps aren't launching. The battleship is definitely in range. What's the closest target? Kashi, probably. Even against her. And I get that they're moving away. I get it. But my ships just refuse to launch. If they launched any more torps at me. These guys also carry torpedoes. Those heavy cruisers are going to be nasty to work with. What you got? Dual 7-inchers. Just 10 of them. And that is 16 torpedo launchers per side. Yikes. That's a lot of torpedo launchers. Lerez still refusing to launch torps. Basco range 8. Yeah, the Temerario is taking too much fire and still not torpedoing. Triunfo. You're 10 clicks out from the battleship. Ah, finally. The Basco has launched her torpedoes. Unfortunately, they only carry one set. They have enough for one torpedo launch. Which means that these things are pretty much useless at this stage. They can spot torpedoes, but that's That's the this. This is the extent of what they can do for me. Triunfo. Aggressive launch against the battleship. Starboard launchers. Sneakies away. Oh dear. Is the bow launcher not capable of using? Is it not turning? That would suck. Torpedo the Kashi if you can. Yep, the bow launcher is not functional. That one over there. Not sure why. Because the ship seemingly hasn't taken any damage there. Well, it has now, but I'm not sure why these torpedo launchers are just flat out refusing. Sanchez, range 10. The AI is doing a good job today shielding their battleship. Not sure if it's intentional or accidental, but it's working for them. Yeah, the Lerez, just follow along there. Temerario. Oh, you did launch your torps. Okay. Just retreat. Heavily damaged. The Basco also retreating. Well, somewhat. But I can still have her follow. Follow the Guiadania. Uh-oh. Light cruiser Kashi launched again. But against the destroyer? Against this one? That's amusing. Whoa. That's a lot of torps. They potentially will sail behind the Guadania. And might hit the Basco. I'm hoping not, but you never know. Come on. There we go. Sanchez launched the torpedoes at the heavy cruiser. You can pull her back. Now, can we finally wipe out the Kasagi, please? No, not really. Because I'm struggling to pen that ship. Really? Are you that heavily armored? I guess it's the Triunfos group that has the best chance of doing damage against Kashima at this point. Not really with guns whatsoever. But maybe with, well, cleaning up the group here. The fewer torpedo spotters they have, the better. Let's just start throwing more torpedoes their way. Because they might not be able to dodge everything. Smoke ready. Ooh. Kashi eats a torpedo and sinks immediately. That was a big hit. 3,296 damage. Fire and flooding on the Urukaze. That's going to put her down pretty quick. Battleship at 8.5 clicks. Triunfo, smoke up and push in. Maybe there's hope yet. The heavy cruiser's chance to pen me is probably pretty good. 51. In reverse, something around 10? 8. Alright, the whole group. Oh, I didn't see that. Urukaze is dead. Guadalquivir sinks. What? It's the other group. This is what happens if I have too many ships from two different mini vectors and no detection equipment. This is the moment that you go, ah, I should have gone with the torpedoes that had the oxygen fuel so they could run longer. On the other hand, they would be easier to spot. Just aggressively launch torpedoes if you can. Because we might not need too many hits on the Kashima. Oh, sorry, Yashima. To sink her. That's a big if. Those 16-inch guns can rip light cruisers open. Come on. Nope. Sugado has detected the torpedoes. Have you? I'm not even sure what torpedoes those are. But the Yashima seems to know. She's turning away. I don't really see how I'm going to be able to kill that battleship. There's too much between me and it. And these cruisers are very capable of just tanking a lot of damage. Come on. Nakasagi's wounded. Finish her off. Did you just torpedo me again? Yeah. Sugado ran out of torpedoes. Kasagi ran out of torpedoes. Fuck. I don't think I even got a warning for that. That's how sneaky their torpedoes are. Minus 75% detection. Well, there goes one light cruiser division. Yeah, this whole pirate scenario is not going to go down well. But then again, I'm... I'm being tasked with sending a bunch of light cruisers to take on a couple of heavy cruisers and a battleship. That's generally not going to work out too well. Maybe I should have gone with the 7-inch guns, because they would have had more punch. Also more reload, of course. And just slap on a whole bunch of torpedo launchers, maybe. Oh, hi. I detected those 200 meters out. That is deadly. Torpedoes away, starboard. I'm going to try and do as much damage as I can, but I'm not particularly hopeful. It is fun to see these things ripping around at 36 knots. But currently they're probably outturning their turrets because of all that speed. Kasagi ran out of torpedoes. Did you know? Whoa! That's uncomfortable. See, these get detected by virtue of potentially the Larez. Yeah, there goes another light cruiser. Because she is closer, the Larez. And the Larez has that good sensor system on it. The Hydro... No, the Sonar 3 I think it even has. Unfortunately, she's not capable of going very quickly. Oh, no, 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 no. There's the battleship. For the love of El Presidente, torp that thing. Come on. What is your problem? Range 8.6. Yes, she's heading away slightly. But just fire already. Oh, that irks me. If the game would at least give you some information that says, hey, I'm not launching torpedoes because the ship is heading away or because I think I'm not going to hit it, fine. Then I can learn from it. But now it just says, nope, not going to torp. Speaking of, somebody else is. Kasagi. I've had just enough out of you, so let's see if we can close the distance and just finish that one off. Chance to pen 50. 27. Oh, that's not helpful. That was 16 inch and the Favorita is toast. This is pointless. Well, on the one hand, I think El Presidente is going to have a better chance of winning in the next friendship games, because she or he does not have to worry about the let's say the advanced sport equipment arriving. At the same time, the whole pirate fleet experiment was a complete fiasco. Yes, they completed the objective, but at a terrible cost. Almost all light cruisers are dead. Several destroyers have been eliminated, and while they completed the objective, I think it was not cost effective. Still, hope you guys enjoyed it. I do enjoy the Tropico scenarios, but this one was just a bit too tough. Thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon for another episode.